Everyone, thanks for joining right before break. We'll give folks another minute and then we can start.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay. Hi, everyone. My topic today is a questionnaire to understand people's attitude about nutritional labels on fast food. And this is from a course I have taken for this term. I think this class is really interesting, so I want to share my experience in this class. Okay, we study from the background. As we know, diet is often considered as a life factor, contribute to the development of many chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and obesity. And changing lifestyle and dietary habits may confer better benefits than medical care. However, modifying individuals' diet habits is a challenge involving several considerations. Access to knowledge, education, and information is key to inform consumers' choice. And the most widely known and used is product labeling. Some fast food chains and other restaurants have begun to provide nutritional information on their menus. So the primary objective of this study is aimed to answer, does the nutritional label lead to healthier food choice? The research questions include, what is Baltimore residents' baseline knowledge of nutritional labels, and whether people prefer having a nutritional label or other nutritional fact on restaurant menus. And the last one is, does the presence of a nutritional label influence people's choice in healthier foods? So in our research, the target population are adults age 18 and older living in Baltimore City. The source population are adults age 18 and older affiliated with Johns Hopkins University East Baltimore campus, including students, faculty, staff, and employees. And the study population are among them who volunteer to participate in research studies. And before designing our questionnaire, we did some formative research. And that was really helpful for us because we understand that our source population was very knowledgeable because most of them are graduate students in public health. They basically age from 20 to 40 years old with a busy lifestyle. So we cannot have a really lengthy survey. And we noticed that people interested in nutritional labels and healthy lifestyle would be more likely to participate in our survey. And since people here speak English, our survey should use English. And because of the time limitation and feasibility to the full population, we use non-probability sampling methods. We recruit participants mainly through class discussion forum, WhatsApp, WeChat, and Instagram. And this is a self-administrative electronic survey. Our survey have a total of 58 questions across 6 domains. We use multiple measures, including Likert scale, binary, and categorical questions to assess participants' demographic, behaviors, attitude, and knowledge. And most feedback questions were open-ended, allowing participants to input their suggestion for our questionnaire improvement. And we also have some strategy to do our quality assurance and quality control. For quality assurance, we have a piloting survey. After piloting it, people gave us some suggestion. So we add prefer not to answer options for all the questions to make sure that the participants feel comfortable when answering the questions. And we also added a few more questions, translation, language, and closing language, so that the questionnaire was more comprehensive. We refined the sentence and terminology. For example, we provided a definition of fast food and replacing kcal with calories so that people can understand what we mean. And we also monitor participant feedback throughout the process of survey implementation and remediate problems if needed. So this is the baseline characteristic of our study participants. A total of 49 participants complete the questionnaire. We estimated the response rate is about 16%. The study population was mostly aged from 18 to 29 years old, female, master or PhD students, and 61% were Asian, and 55% are affiliated with EP department. The question, when was the last time you visited a fast food establishment that nutritional labels with their menus has the highest missing rates? Is about more than 26%. One reason for the missing is that the question requires participants to recall their last visits and the existence of nutritional labels. If participants rarely or never went to fast food establishment, this question could be really hard to answer. And our participants also provided some feedback to our questionnaire. Some person mentioned that the use of image pretty helpful for some questions because they may not really understand what we mean, but when they saw the picture, they have a better understanding. And some people also says that the skip logic and the accuracy and consistency of our response should be improved. And people also mentioned that if they didn't eat fast food often, it will be a really confusing questionnaire. And because for the questionnaire, we focus more on methods, so there's less discussion about our results. And I want to mention some limitation of our questionnaire. The first is recall bias, because about 60% of the participants rarely or never eat at fast food restaurant, and about 30% of them visits fast food restaurant twice or 3 times per month. And it will be really hard for them to recall the experience in fast food restaurant accurately. And the other one is selection bias, because our study population are mostly women with a graduate degree, and also they are mostly Asian and white. This could differ from the mega of Baltimore City, which make our study inference less generalizable. So if we are going to have a future studies, more diverse participants would be needed. And although I think self-administrative electronic survey is a good choice, but a different platform allowing a better skip logic will be needed. And the accuracy of questions and response options needs some improvement so that our participants will feel less confused when doing the questionnaire. And these are my reference. Thank you.
Great job. Any questions for Emily?
When you sent out the survey, have you had like a good response rate immediately, or did you not have a lot of response and you have to do something to promote the survey?
Oh yeah, this is a very good question. I think because we have 5 team members in the group, so it's really interesting that we will say something in our group like hey, we just send out the link to on my WeChat, and then about that time we can see when people complete the questionnaire, right? And about that time you will see a peak, and when the other person and it will decrease.
Okay.
Then when the other person says that maybe you should share the link in WhatsApp, we will see another pic. So it's like whenever we post it, we can get a lot of response, but it will decrease. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely helped with sending different links, server links around that time to different groups.
Yeah. And I think because during the process, we think that most people will more likely to open their our questionnaire in the afternoon or in the night, because most of them are students. I don't if I am going to participate in the survey, I won't open it in school. So we basically send out link in the afternoon and in the night. Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
Any questions online? So for the types of questions you used in your survey, would you edit them in any way if you were going to re-administer it? Were there things that you would want to know more about, or things that you probably want to delve into a little bit more with the questions?
You mean what question I will add? I think because for this questionnaire we cannot add some sensitive questions like your income or what kind of chronic condition disease you have. But I think this could related to people's choice in food. So if I'm going to have a future questionnaire, I may want to add this information into it.
Great. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Julie's up next.
Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so for my research in progress. Can't actually see my curse, it's fine. Yeah, for my research in progress. I didn't have a very good idea at the beginning. I was talking to Emily, maybe we should do another journal club thing, and I was like, no, that's too much. I'm having 4 exams these 4 past days, so I'm like, no, not gonna do that. So I'll just talk a little about like myself, my background, interests, hobbies, and get ready to get rolling with the holidays. Yeah, start. Yeah, so first, my background. Put on some baby photos. Oh, you can't see that. That's too bad. No. That's a good start. How does it not work? So, yeah, click in the notes. I'll forget about it. Doesn't do anything. Yes. There you go. So I was born in Japan, but most of my families are Chinese. And I actually like one of these Japanese, and I lived in both countries for like 3 years. So I people back here visit from schools and stuff. That's in Japan. Oh, that's the curse, yeah. That's in Japan. That's a festival in the summer festival, and it's in the background. I was in China in my grandparents' home. More photos. That I thought it's cool. I fly a lot every year. Probably like at least once or twice a year. So that's Japan. You can see Mount Fuji right there. I'm on the airplane currently. That's my high school graduation. That's when I was 18. Japan, they have like usually you get photo shots to celebrate your adulthood. So 18. that was when I was in high school. I was part of, or I was volunteering to this NGO, this Japan Service Dog Association. It's like the biggest and I think only service dog association in Japan. And I'm just you know, helping out in their open houses, and like I was kind of also made a club in the school and kind of invited them over to like educate the kids in school about service dogs and have demonstrations with the dog. This was pretty fun. That's a dried flower place. That's my friend. We made like scented soaps. That's pretty nice. That's a goldfish museum. That's also pretty cool. That's just very good view. That's just my, I took it with my iPhone, so that's how good it was. It wasn't like thing. Yeah, and then came to the US for college. This is Oberlin College in Ohio. So that's how it looks in the winter. In summer, you get like 2-3 weeks of heat, and you probably need air conditioning, but otherwise it's pretty chill. That's an albino squirrel. It's very cute. I'm really glad. They've been having like renovation work with like sustainable climate project or something like that. So they've been like redoing all the heating system and everything. So it kind of scared the albino squirrels away and don't really see them anymore. It's a little sad, but that's like kind of like the school. And then it's a good time to fellow Oberlin. What? Oberlin alumni. Yeah, go oldies. Yeah, that's a good time to go into hobbies, because I realized first year of college I was remote studying from Japan actually because COVID year. And second year I went to school, but it's just still a little weird with like not really going to in-person stuff and everything. So I never did friends. So the third year I was like, I need to make changes. So I did quite some stuff. These are I joined a community kitchen thing. No, it's funny to not put it there, so I did. But it's a community kitchen thing. You opt out of the school meal plan, and then it's basically all students cooking together and like cleaning up their kitchen together. So this is actually our industrial kitchen, and like the stove was having issue, it was spitting fire. And then that you can see burnt, that was like the apron of someone's. So it was kind of, so we were sending out email like, that's spitting fire, don't get close to use the stove. And you have to remind people about seasoning sometimes. This is the Japanese Students Association I joined. That was pretty nice. This is probably like after a movie night, or we made takoyaki maybe. It was pretty nice. And then dancing, sweet dancing. This is very nice. I joined the club, and then I went to Pit Stop Lindy Hop. This is in Pittsburgh, an event. That's what really got me to swing dancing, because you go there and you see all the great people, hundreds of people just dancing, and you know, you have fun. So that's the first year. And then that's the second year, and actually took over and did, so I organized this trip 2022, 2023, 2024. I just went to this last month, yeah. And you can see the community getting bigger a little bit more, and it's pretty nice. It's also because there are like 4 couples in that picture, but yeah, a lot of people this year. It was very nice seeing everyone from school again. And these are like more dancing. That's last winter break. I went to New York with and danced a lot with my friends. That's somewhere nowhere. This is the background, these are kind of the places. This is recent, I came to Baltimore and did more swing dancing and discovered salsa. So I originally started salsa, and that's instructor's birthday dance party thing. That's also here. But another kind of type, a type of swing dance called bola, which I really like. Yeah, this is another hobby I guess I got into in college. It's called Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a social deception game, and I got really into it, and I made a club for it, and we got money from school to go go to the trip to DC to join a convention. This is the first year that the senior organized the trip, but this was, it's just like the whole weekend, hundreds of people playing the game. It's a big hotel, like conference room, sitting, I see a bunch of circles of chairs, but this was what us being very silly on Monday morning, like being the last group of players to play the game. It was like 6 a.m. It was great. I also storytell. That's one of the games I storytold basically. Oh, I didn't really introduce the game. It's like a mafia or werewolf, maybe more town of Salem, but it's fun, complicated. Yeah, it's great. Okay, now let's go into my experiences as in like more public health or academic. So it's in college. I joined the research lab. The professor studied crayfish. So we would catch crayfish from the wild using various methods involving dumping water into their burrows or like making a bait of like worm or something and putting the burrow and try to lure them out and different things. Crayfishes, they're usually aquatic, right? They live in streams, and these type of crayfish are terrestrial, so they make burrow like this on the ground. Sometimes they have chimneys like this, sometimes it doesn't. So it's very hard to study them. We basically want to know their like, natural history or like what they eat, what they do, how they burrow, why they burrow. Basically, they burrow to the access to water table underground. So we can't really see them, so we don't really know what they do. And I didn't really enjoy the lab the first half year or so because it's very wet. You go out every week. You go to these sites with like 30 meters in length, like 2 meters wide. That we marked that has burrows. We count up the burrows. We try to see if they close the burrow or not. So sometimes they would close this up. Maybe temperature, maybe moisture. We don't really know the reason. So these are all the questions we wanted to have answers for by collecting data and stuff, you know. So yeah. I didn't really like getting dirty, so you know, we go out and count up the burrows. We put out cameras to see what they do in the night. So we did a lot of getting data, reviewing footages, everything like that. But then we collected a year-ish of data after 2 years, half year after me joining the lab. So now it's data analysis time. And then I had some experience with R. I studied in high school actually. I was in the robotics team, so I don't know, I just kind of liked coding in general. So I was messing with R and organizing the data and then make graphs and try to see if we see any results from our data. So that I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, that's basically what I did in that research lab. And then, you know, summarize our finding, which was that there wasn't significant finding but that's what we ended up with. It was just, we looked at temperature and activity level for crayfish and precipitation and activity level with crayfish. Activity level from like footage reviewing from like maybe they go out and wander around, all sorts of things, but. It was a year of low precipitation, unfortunately, not much from the air. Temperature also nothing very significant, so. But we went up for conferences and presented and stuff too. That's basically that. This photo is actually from more recent, this photo, like after that, this is another project that they did in that project. So they try to make crayfishes burrow in a lab setting, right? And they succeeded, you can see that they did. Crayfish, they get, when I was in a lab, they get very inactive and just lie there in the fish tank. So, yeah, I'm glad that you're making things happen. And then this internship, I think, eventually got me onto the, what happened? No. Okay, click one more time, too many. Eventually got me on public health. So I had a summer intern for a month or so at this Zhejiang Hospital, so it's a medical university in China. I went in, basically did some data analysis. And so I had no idea about all the trials aspect of the project. I saw their protocol, but I didn't really understand everything. So it was that it's a multi-center randomized control trial about this operation called KOA, I can't pronounce KOA. And basically it's about, for this operation, whether they remove this IPFP or not. And then, so I went in and there were just paper records of where like full of data on paper from all these different centers, like, and then they came in mail like maybe like 2 years, not 2 years, 2 weeks in. So slowly they come in, but basically what I did was I was like digitalizing them in this system, the hospital had. You know, and then there was another intern, so we both did it independently, and then we like cross-verified our data entry accuracy, fixed them. It was, and then we also did, like, it was at the end, very end, because it was 200 or something patients worth of data, and it's also baseline 6 months, 1 year, 2 year for each patient, so it's a lot to do, but at the end, we also tried a little bit of like maybe looking at body weight and see where they're extreme values, and then ask a question the data, and like ask the clinician back in their center and see if that is actually the right value, or if there was a mistake that they made in writing in the follow-up. So that's also what we did a little bit, but yeah, so we did some other things with data cleaning, you know, cross-verifying, all that. Yeah, so that was my whole experience with actual clinical trial. It's actually very interesting thinking back to that experience and what it really meant. And then just briefly research interests, and then. Yes, to be honest, I don't really know yet, because the 2 terms was flew by. I'm in the clinical trials track for epi. I'm pursuing for epi certificate, so. You know, I think about it, but these are very just a lot of skills that I'm getting, right, but I think I work better or had know better about myself and what I enjoy doing with more hands-on experience, like. If I was in a research lab, you know, if I study crayfish, no, I don't like the wet part of that. That's how I know about myself. I know that coding's my thing, or I enjoy figuring out the process that I'm more comfortable with. Another thing about me is I think I'm more interested in studying populations like minority or underrepresented people, or it can be more like maybe children, pregnant women, maybe like rare diseases. I think I'm more passionate about like that. I think it also ties back into like my experience of having exposed to multiple cultures and understanding identities and all sorts of all that aspect. Yeah, so I really look forward to getting an internship next summer to know more about myself, but also maybe eventually looking for research assistant position in school. That would be very nice to integrate all the knowledge that I've learned throughout the terms. So yeah, this is my just chatting about myself. I hope that was entertaining.
Great, thank you. Questions or so? I have 2 questions. So is the trial still ongoing? How big is it? The one that you're working on?
I think it's honestly, I'm not. Okay, my answer I think is that it's not ongoing anymore. It was probably maybe like finishing at some centers once when I was there. Yeah, I would get all of data from some center, and some are still coming, so yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you knew the results. But the second question, for your internship, what type of skills do you want to develop and learn through that process?
Okay, I think I want to really see. I want to work in a team, and I want to see what everyone's responsibility is in a team, and how how the interaction, how it functions, you know. I think it would be very nice to learn that.
Yeah, that's something you can't really learn in classroom too. Any questions or comments? Thank you, everyone. I guess we'll
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Emily.
see you in January. Have a good break. Take some time off, please. And have a restful break as well. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.